How do you,
How do I do what?
how do you get it to where they're seeing that?
You have to share your screen.
It is sharing.
No, you're not. You just
Maybe I stopped it.
yeah. Go to
Okay, that's fine. Sit and listen. Take notes.
Only for Matt and Bobby.
Take notes.
There you go.
Beautiful.
Important stuff here. Yeah. That's about money.
All right.
Yeah, you gotta bend the knee and kiss the hand.
Yeah, you got it. That's what you get paid here at my team. All right, guys. They're recording.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, everybody, we're gonna start right now. I'm limited on time. I have to cut this at 1:50 to do a 2 o'clock Zoom interview. So that being said, I'm just gonna hop on it. So this is gonna be talking about how you guys get paid. So this is important stuff here. Now, how do you get paid? Simplest term is the way you close cases. But when you close a case, this is the 4 ways you get paid here. And if you're in management, there's a 5th way too, but we won't get into that, just about an agent. You have direct pay, commission account, bonus, renewals. Now, I keep wanting to use that one. So let's take an example here. You have a 5-employee business. So 5-employee business, you write group term about $59.09 a month. Normally, you would think I need to take that by 12 months, right? Because there's 12 months in the year. That is wrong, actually, because there's 1 month where we are actually enrolling. They do not get billed for that. So the exact number is actually 11.1. If you just want a rough estimate, you can just do 11, but 11.1 is the real answer. So if you take that $59.09, multiply it out by 11.1, you'll see that there's the monthly deductions. So you would actually be making, there we go. Yep, policies. Yep, policies. Give it a sec here. All right. It'll be the next slide. So let's say you take a little bit of life, some health products, you get $1,500 for the AP because you need that for bonus. What it actually looks like is this is the commissions breakdown. So when it comes to commissions on life products, it's about 50%, a little over 52, 51%. Health policies, 38, 32, 44. So from that $1,500 AP that you would have wrote from that 5-man account, $825 of potential commission. Now, keep in mind it's potential. Now that $825, 60% of that is direct pay, because 40% of that is going into your commissions account. We'll get into that why we do that. So 40% is your commission account. Now, the reason we do that is because of the nasty word chargebacks. Chargebacks is if someone does not keep a policy for a full year because home office advances that all that money up front. So let's say Miss Joanne did not, here, get rid of that, hide that thing so you guys can see it. Oh, I won't move. All right, whatever, we'll work with it. So let's say Miss Joanne did not keep her policy for 4 months, 5 months. With that being said, that means someone wants that money back, home office. Well, the issue with that is that you might already spent that money, and I do not want to save all that money for a full year in case I get a charge back. That is why we put 40% of it into your commissions account, because you should always be putting more money in that account than money getting taken out. If it's the other way around, then well, we'll have some issues later, but we'll talk about that later. So if you tally it up for those months she did not pay her policy because she canceled, that means $295 is due. So as we mentioned, we're going to take it out of this account rather than, us asking for you to take it out of your pocket. So with that being said, these are the numbers, what it looks like, because that commission account is your money. It does pay you out over time. I call it a safety net for those chargebacks. But since it is your money, if there's at least 3,000 to 4,000 in there, between 3,000 to 4,000, you get a 4% draw on that total amount there every week, regardless if you do any business that week or not. Between 4 and 5, 6%, 5,000 up, 8%. And trust me, this thing does build very fast, honestly. So, 8% of, let's say $5,000, that's $400 extra that week. So, if you didn't do anything that week, nothing at all, at least you're going to get maybe $400 if you have 5,000 in that commissions account. Which, not doing anything $400, that's not bad. Now, bonus here, we have bonuses every week. It's easy to achieve. All you have to do is submit $1,500 of AP. It could be anything, a mixture of health or life policies to reach bonus. Now, the first week you do it, there we go. The first week you do it, you get 5%. Second week you do it 10, 15, 20, and 20, therefore, after the fourth week. Now, we always say stay at 20% because, well, 20% is a lot better than 5, but this is kind of what it looks like when it comes to your bonus factor as well. So the bonus factor is a percentage that's multiplied by the amount of bonus that you have achieved. So for life policies, you get 100% of that. Now, for health policies, you get 0. So in reality, you do not get that bonus factor on the bonus of your health policies, which it is what it is on that factor. So in reality, you want to sell life. That is right. You want life policies sold. Now, so let's just say you did have, 20% bonus off your AP. And then so 20% of that 586, that is $117 of just pure bonus. Now, bonus multiplier. This pretty much means is, are you running good business? This is about your DCN. What does DCN stand for? That's right, decline, cancellation, not taken. That is policies that fall off the books. Now, depending on where you are at, after the 7th month, going to the 8th month, you start looking at your persistency here. If anyone understands the term persistency, hell, that means I hear the word yes somewhere. That means that pretty much nothing you're writing is staying on the books. People are canceling, they're not taking it. So let's say it translates over here. So let's say your persistency is very good, between the 100% to 97%. Well, that means you're going to get a 1.1 multiplier. That's an extra 10% on that business. Now, let's say though you're in persistency hell, it starts dropping. Let's go to 81%. What does 81% mean? Well, that means you get no multiplier on that bonus there. So it's pretty cut and simple there. So let's say you take that bonus that we talked about, the 117 earlier, because you're at 20%, and let's say you do have a good DCN. Well, that means you would achieve an extra 10% on that. So it would actually be $128.98 bonus after your bonus multiplier. Now, let's say if it was like a 0.8, 80%, 0.7, 0.6, 0.5, what do you think this number is going to be? It's going to be a lot less than that 117. It could actually be a flat 0 on there, actually. So that means if your DCN is bad, if your persistency is bad, you will not get a bonus, or you'll get a less of a bonus than you thought you should get. So it's very important. It's not about what you write. It is about what you keep. Now, renewals. For the new agents that have been here less than a year, renewals don't affect you just because you haven't earned any yet. Now, renewals kick in after that month of them keeping it 1 whole year. They're renewing their policy. That renewal will give you a percentage, and it does create generational wealth over time. How do you keep your renewals? So while you're working here, you get 100% of your renewals. But let's say I decide I want to leave here in 5 years, give or take. I want to try something else new. Well, each year that you're here, you are invested 10%. So that means if I leave, I still get to keep 50% of all my renewals. Now, if I stay here 10 years, 10 plus years, I get 100% of all my renewals. Yes, Richard.
Good question. So when you say renewal for the 10 years, is the 10 years of the anniversary of that policy, or is it 10 years from? Let's say I write a policy in my 9th year and I'm leaving in the 10th year, but I still get 100% of that, or would it just be the 1 year 10%?
So that's a good question. You still get 100% of that. So it'd be by the effective date. How that works is, let's say you wrote policies on your 9th year being here. Well, this doesn't mean that the policy has to be in effect for 10 years. It just means that you have to be an active agent for 10 years. So you still get keep those renewals whenever you leave from that last year if you're working there. But good question. Very good question. Any questions on the renewal? Yes.
Write something in that 10 years. Still get that?
Yep, you still get that. That does not mean that that policy has to be active for 10 years.
No,
if that
Right. Let's say, this is an extreme example. Write it the day before you quit.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
100% of that.
That's still, if it went through the effective date, it didn't fall off the books, you get that renewal still. And then also for your managers out there, you do make, as a GA level, you make renewals off of your agents. For GA, you make an extra 1% of the renewal of all the policies underneath you. So let's say you sold $100,000 worth of business that year. And let's just say, you know, and it's on life. Keep in mind, that's on life, not health. Let's say it was all life. Then that means you're going to make an extra about $10,000 the next year total if all those things stayed on the books. Not a bad little thing. Oh, 1,000, yeah, 10,000, my bad. Now, recruiting. Recruiting can also pay you. So for right now, because recruiting can change each year, keep in mind. So that's why we give you guys a career tracker. For this year, it is $500 for a PR. Now, $500 is great, but in my opinion, what's better about it is that you are actually going to be creating your future team. These are going to be the individuals that go with you no matter where you go. So you promote up, you're SA currently, your GA currently, your AD currently, you're above, that same level. You have your own team now, your own SA, GA, AD team. Well, all those PRs that you brought in, yeah, you got $500 each one, but they're yours. It's your team. I always recommend for agents, PR now, just because you can have assistance with your current manager to help train those individuals. And then when you are promoted out, you already have a team of trained, seasoned agents. Now, so recap everything, because I know I went through it pretty quickly. So your direct pay, commissions account, bonus factor, and your renewal after being a year. From that $1,500 of business from the beginning of the presentation here, you would have made roughly $864.61. If you are ever wanting to know, and this is the quick way I discovered, it won't be exact like this, but it will be close around the $10, $20 mark. What you can do is you can take that AP. You can, if you already know majority of it's life, if it's part life, part health, divide it up by 55%. If it's straight life, 62%, 61.5%, whatever you want to do. And then you would take that amount and then take out 60% for your direct pay from that original 60% or 55%. And then that's going to be your direct pay. You already got that. Easy peasy. From your commissions account, whatever's in there, it's easy. If you already know it's between 3 or 4%. 4 and 5, 6%. 5 and up, 8%. Whatever's in there, multiply it by 4, 6, or 8%. And then that's what you know what you're going to be in your commissions account. Add that to your direct pay, that 60% you took out from the 60. From the bonus factor, you can do this, but a lot of times it might only be an extra, $100 or so. But I would suggest you take it by 1.1 or 100, or if you know your percentage held by that 0.8, 0.7, whatever it is, and then multiply it out your bonus, and then you can add that in there. I don't always, just because my persistency is always pretty roughly the same. So I'm always going to multiply by 1. And then renewals, well, again, for the new agents, you don't have to worry about that later. Or your bonus, how do you track that out? Well, take whatever week bonus you're at, 5 between 20, and then multiply that by your total amount of AP. And then you'll get the rough number there. So that's what I do when it comes to, if I'm just looking at the AP on the scanner, I'm not doing all the specific math. I just do those little steps, and I can have a rough estimate around $50 mark easily. Now, that is going to cut it there. Any questions on how an agent gets paid? Anybody else, Peter? Awesome.